Hello everyone, I'm Immanuel Umoren. In summer 2021, GANGGANG debuted Butter, the Fine Art Fair in Indianapolis, and summers in the city have never been the same since. Butter has gone on to become a cultural and economic touchstone that is rooted in equity, joy, and beauty. Today, on the eve of Butter's 5th anniversary, I sit down to chat with Mali and Alan Bacon, the founders of GANGGANG, which is the creative juggernaut that conceptualized, and produces butter every year. We're going to be talking about 5 summers of butter and lots of other things. So glad that you can join us. Welcome to this special buttery edition of Summer Solstice with Immanuel.
Sky, 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 I'm kissing the sky.
Hello, Mali and Alan.
That was the most fabulous, fabulous intro.
Honestly, doing that without the teleprompter though.
Okay.
I loved it.
You know,
Summers have never been the same.
Oh, summers have never been the same, and I really did mean that. I mean,
my goodness.
I've had the privilege of going to Butter almost every year. I think maybe the first year was the one time I didn't go because I already was out of town. But I've gone every single year.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
it means so much to me, and so thrilled to talk into this conversation.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
So, first of all, introduce yourself to the people briefly. I always like people to introduce themselves in words that feel true to you.
I'm Molly. My full name is Melina Simone Bacon. I'm from Indianapolis. I have a large family. I studied advertising and photography, and I've had a layered career in the nonprofit art space and a little bit in the private sector. And I co-founded GANGGANG in 2020 to kind of have a formal container for my work.
Wonderful.
Would you mind saying mine as well, or just I'll go?
I can try.
You gonna try it?
Whatever.
We can start from.
Do you want me to do yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where? Yeah.
Alan Bacon Jr. is from Bloomington, Indiana. Was raised in Indy by his very dedicated.
I was born in Bloomington.
I just said that.
Could I do it with you a little bit?
Just do it. Do yours.
No, I was sorry for doing that. It was a test, and I couldn't even go 15
She
seconds.
passed, you failed.
Yeah. Born in Bloomington, and that's new. Babe actually just brought that to my attention this year.
Because I saw his birth certificate recently.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I guess that makes sense. My parents were at IU at the time. So speaking of parents, have a history in just music, being a musician, artist. So that's kind of really just the pathway and inroads to what this work looks like for me personally. Professionally, was in just the corporate environment here in Indianapolis for almost 2 decades, and everything 2020 happened, and if 2020 was about what separates people, we wanted to create something that would bring people together, and that's the impetus and nucleus of what GANGGANG is. So that's our life professional mission at this point, and this what has came out of that movement has been pretty special, but butter is one of those things. Yeah.
Wonderful. Let's start there. So I believe that names are powerful, and I believe that your name goes ahead of you and makes a way for you in the world. Take us behind naming your baby, and I think this company that you've built is your baby.
Right on, yeah.
Why GANGGANG?
Well, we came up with GANGGANG in an evening. It was a Thursday night. And then on the Friday night, we had to figure out what to call it.
Yeah.
It was a very sudden, quick, download that, we needed to, name and then put out. So we were talking about what to name it. I remember Alan was kind of pacing the floor, and he was like, culture, indie, gang, GANGGANG, people. And I was like, wait, what? GANGGANG? I'm visual. I think of things visually, and so I could see GANGGANG and all the things you can do with that. Yeah. But we had to go to the dictionary. We are word people. Yeah. We looked at the meaning, and originally the definition of gang is away. It was a journey. Wow. And then later in Middle English, people or things on a journey together. And so that's the meaning of gang, and we thought, oh my goodness, what an opportunity to reclaim the beauty of a word, and to educate and to attract, because that's
Yes.
what gang means. So the way that it's used now to criminalize groups of black men, totally false. That's not what gang means. And so we can start with the very name of the org itself in our like act of reclamation and our act of joy and truth.
Yes.
So he's really good at naming. He also named Butter.
No, but I mean, also just it's just a nod to our culture and just
Yes.
hip hop and just the density of what is our art. I mean, as well. So it's cool to be able to talk about and explain and yeah.
I asked that question because, first of all, I hear the words gang gang and I think, oh, those are the homies. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
But it would be disingenuous
Yeah.
and quite untrue to not acknowledge that people would sometimes hear that, and that's not the perception everybody else has. When they
No,
hear
right.
gang
Yeah.
gang. And so I literally had chills while you were describing that. That's so gorgeous. And I think it just speaks to the ethos of what you've built, which is why we're here.
Right on.
Butter.
Yes.
Butter is 5.
Butter's 5.
Butter
Butter's
is
5
5.
is crazy.
Just
Butter's
hearing
5
those
years old.
words,
Yeah,
how does
yeah.
that feel in your body? The journey to get here. Butter is 5.
I remember
5 is crazy.
year
Yeah.
1 and 2 thinking, what is it going to be like when we say like B4 and B5 and
Yeah,
B9? And now we're here like at
Yeah.
Butter 5. So like something has lasted this long in central Indiana about the arts, about a black fine art fair
Yeah,
in the
come
middle
on,
of
man.
Indiana.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
Like we have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to put this on in this climate, and to sustain something like this with such a like bold mission. I applaud all of the creators of Butter. There's so many people that come together to make this
man.
work.
Yeah.
And like we're committed to that. Like we're committed to lifting up the voices of the artists here, and to creating a new model for equity in the arts industry. And so like I can believe that we're at year 5 because we are committed, but it's wild that it's happened so quickly and that it feels like this annually.
And it's 5 years, man. I mean, anything that you can do for that long period of time, you can actually see like the growth of it. And I mean, that's been the cool part of just being inside of what is like making Butter and just like being so close to just the artists and the impact that people. So it's, going from, 3,000 people, 2021, and selling $65,000 worth of art. You fast forward to B5 that we're looking forward to. Now we're like over $900,000, worth of art going back to artists' hands and households. Which that's the cool thing about Butter is 100% of the sales and proceeds go back to the artists. And it's like we're anticipating 11,000, 12,000 people to come like annually. So that's it's already a thing, and it's been cool to kind of watch the evolution of. Yeah.
And so in preparing for this conversation, like I was telling you before the camera started rolling, I have these 2 lovely people's voices playing in my head because I feel like I've listened to everything you've ever put out. But there's an interview where the interviewer asks, okay, so bigger, better next year, and this was for Butter too. Okay. And you said, oh, maybe, and Alan's like, yes. Yes. And so to see you both talk about it now, and just that like yes from both of you. Of course, we're here. This is what we've all built together.
Yeah.
And that evolution to now Butter 5, and
crazy,
that's just gorgeous. I think, and thinking about trajectories and thinking about, in some ways, almost thinking about lineage. It's not lost on me that we are having this conversation in Victory Field Stadium, which is like this historic, almost like an institution in Indiana, right? When you think, and Butter in its own way is already a burgeoning institution. It is already a marker of Indianapolis. It is one of the points of pride of this city. It's made a dent, I think, on the entire American arts market and arts scene, but for Indianapolis, it's already this sort of titan. When you think about legacy, and you think about Butter, what do you hope that looks like?
I think about Education Day that happens at Butter. I think about like Jamie and these like Butter babies who
kids that have grown up with Butter.
They're so young that like Butter's been around most of their life.
What they can remember.
And so now like my nephew Major, he's like, I know I'm going to be an artist. When are you going to make a Butter that I can be in? Like when's the baby Butter? When's the student show? And so like it's working, like it's doing what it's what we set out to do, which was like put the full ecosystem on display,
Yes.
so that we could all see that you could be a filmmaker, you could be a lighting designer, you can be a music engineer, you can be a painter, a sculptor,
graphic designer,
like
all
there's
this stuff,
all
yeah.
these roles within the arts ecosystem. You know, there's all these jobs.
Yes.
And so there are options, and yes, kids and students are noticing, and I don't know, that I think of legacy when I think of that. I think of my two daughters and them thinking butter is cool. Like, they don't think much is cool about me, and so the fact that they think it's cool means they would consider living in Indianapolis. You know,
Yes.
Labor Day
keep
weekend
going.
in Indianapolis. Like, the legacy of butter will be that Indianapolis now has a
Has a
leisure
thing. Yes.
destination.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
our
Yes.
hotel, our hospitality industry,
Yeah.
our tourism like it's now a thing. It's now a
Yes.
weekend. So like legacy wise, $1 million is given to Indianapolis every time butter happens beyond the art sales. That's the economic impact in the city, you know? And so like, yeah, legacy.
Legacy is, I think it's a strong word, you know. I think, you know, we do want to, as much as possible, try to like think about like what we're doing right now just to make sure it's going to make some type of impact that we'll be proud of like in the future. But I think for us, in this year especially, we're really trying to hearken and attach ourselves to this idea of like what is remembrance. You know, I think that, you know, butter has done, you know, amazing things in the world and in the world of art, in the world, and just, I mean, as you kind of alluded to, and thank you for saying those things. But I think it's, you know, I think the opportunity that we have is just this density of our culture. And you think of a people who landed here on ships, who lost their entire heritage, who lost their fashion and their food and their spoken word and their languages and their music and just all the things, the visual art, and just how, you know, important that is to culture. So I think, you know, butter enables us to really amplify what that is to a greater degree, and we're hoping that it jars some memory or some remembrance or some awareness of like who we are and were prior to when we landed here on ships. You know, so I think, you know, so some of this, you know, connotation and importance of butter is grounded in our people and in our ability to wake up in this moment, and just what does it look like to really connect the diaspora in some ways that, you know, doing that through the modality of art is just a very special pathway that we discovered.
The bridge from where we came, the bridge between the past and the present and the future.
Exactly.
It's wonderful.
The valuing of memory and trying to go back. And even trying to imagine origin and home.
Yes.
Essentially, like remembering power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
They're taking us to church. They're taking us to
I don't
church.
leave church.
What?
I
Pardon?
don't leave church.
Yes. Church it goes everywhere with us.
Yes.
Okay, so you talked a bit about this. When the premise of Butter was to create a new model for equity for artists.
Okay.
And I mean, more than $900,000 in sales. That's less than $100,000 shy of $1 million that have gone into the pockets of artists and creators of all kinds. So clearly, you know a thing or two about new models and creating models that work.
Right. Thank you.
There is so much news in the world from across the continent, from across the globe today, that is sad and makes one uneasy. If you were to envision a new model for joy, what do you think that would look like?
Yeah.
There's joy in power and identity, and the kind of sadness in the social environment that you're describing is an invitation to lose self, you know, to not search for identity and belonging, and to not value memory and history, and to not grasp and try to pull on power that comes from that history. And so joy then would be the opposite. You know, it would be remembrance. It would be knowing who and whose we are, and walking in that.
we're in a moment where we're facing this erasure of culture, of heritage, of history, as this nation is in this, concussive state of figuring out, itself. So I think, and we, our people have always been in those crosshairs. So just having this opportunity to really dig into remembrance and just the power thereof, I think is a special opportunity. And that's, one of the things outside of the 50 DJs and all the food and the crazy art and just like the familiar atmosphere and environment of butter. That's the why, behind some of those things that really makes an impact that you don't, read about.
It's what we're doing. Like we are centering. It's our mission to center beauty, equity, and culture.
Yes.
Like that is what we are proposing to Indianapolis.
Yes.
That is what we are centering in our in-person advocacy, which Butter and I Made Rock and Roll. This is all in-person advocacy. Yeah. When people come to Butter and they don't know why they're crying or they don't know why they feel joyful, it's because we've created an environment that centers love. Yes. And we're not used to feeling that.
It is a physical manifestation of what joy should feel like. And what joy, you look at it. I mean, one of my favorite things about Butter is the fashion. I mean, you can just see people's outfits and you can tell that, this person pulled this outfit together for Butter. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to wear. So.
Right on.
No news, it's going to be fabulous. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about joy really quickly.
Okay.
If joy was a color, what color would it be?
Teal, turquoise.
Turquoise for sure. Yeah.
Ooh, that's very specific. Why? I'm curious.
Well, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so rich and it invites you in. You want to swim in it.
Okay, cool. If joy was a flavor, what flavor would it be?
Oh man, it's like the first flavor that really came to mind was like Neapolitan for some strange reason.
Neapolitan?
It just dropped. I think I got the saltwater taffy. Just one of the flavors of that joint. And it's kind of hard, so my apologies. It's a good
Everyone in the studio is
that was an
confused
honest,
by that answer.
Yeah, that was an honest ass answer. Very.
Okay, so Neapolitan. What's he for you, Mally?
Probably like a creamy cheese.
Like a Lance donut?
No, I was gonna say glitter, and then I thought brie.
For some, okay.
Did you say
know what?
glitter?
If you like it, I love it. Okay.
I don't know yet.
Brie.
Like the cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would joy taste? I mean,
what would joy taste? I don't know, but I don't know.
It's like,
okay.
like
sure.
It's like cotton candy too easy. Like joy.
There we go.
Like a piece of cake.
There's no wrong answer. It's your joy. You get to decide what it tastes like.
You gotta get the kiwi in there.
Okay. Sorry.
Nah, this is good. This is.
I can't wait for the next one.
It's the best part.
Is it about ice cream or something?
No, I'm still.
ready now.
I was still thinking about how joy could taste like brie, and this is but then it made me start thinking about charcuterie board and how I would like to have a charcuterie board.
And it makes you feel joyful.
Yeah, and that's joyful. So I get it.
It is.
You know what?
Yeah.
I can see it. Thank you. Summer's about joy, and I love summer. I think summer's one of the most magical times in the world. I also think that in addition to being a season, it's a state of mind, transformation, and you feel like almost anything is possible. Yeah. It took a lot of guts, a lot of courage, a lot of audacity to build what you've built with Butter, with your collaborators. To that person who is hoping to take some leap in their life, big, small, what would you tell them about courage and audacity?
Oh, you had something about fear, bro.
When I think about summer and how it's new, I think naturally we shed. We think about like what do we shed from the beginning of the year? How do we get a little bit more naked for the summer? Like I think it's a thought that we have at the beginning of summer. So I would encourage shedding of dead weight, of old skin, of the things that are kind of keeping you tethered so that you can't do that. Summer is about getting naked, meaning like getting free.
This is just a series of goosebump-inducing statements from you. My word. Oh, wow.
Same, actually. I'm speaking to myself.
You're a married couple. So ostensibly you love each other. But also, just as someone looking on the outside in, you also seem to really like each other.
Yeah, it's my dog.
Also, like, she's not Mally, he's not Alan, he's just Babe. Like, hey, babe, open the door. Babe, can I? You also seem to like each other and you work together.
Yeah.
Tips for how you make that work successfully. And it's a business that's high pressure, high risk, high stakes. How do you make it work for someone who might be trying to delve into the waters of just a different kind of partnership with people that they love? What might you tell them?
Like, if you don't have trust, you just leave. because you can't do this work. You can't move as efficiently. You can't progress in an authentic 100% way if you can't even trust the person you're building with. Also, liking them is really important because you have to spend so much time. We're together all the time, and I miss him so much because we're working all the time. So I don't know what the advice was in there.
It's in there. It's in there.
There's a very special, maybe like symbiotic type of natural, flow with things. I mean, it doesn't matter like what we're doing. Like, us together, we can be working in the yard or running a business or going like whatever it is. I mean, it's just like another activity within the umbrella of your relationship. So I think it's not nothing that should necessarily challenge it. It's just something that you're doing or something that could be additive. I mean, so it's just what we've incorporated in. So I think, the next phase or just whatever that is in season, it could be something else. But the nucleus is always kind of like us, and just like what we experience outside of it is something that we get to do together. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, if you're thinking about, how can we create a business, make money so we can get a second, I don't know how well that works as a sustaining motivator.
Yes, it doesn't.
It could be important to consider building together, purpose and, the commitment to, we need to make a thing, we need to fill a gap, or we need to do this mission, we fill the pool to do this thing. I think that could be a more sustainable driver than, the sake of building for building,
Yeah.
It's good.
Right
Great
on.
advice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm gonna lock that away in my brain box. But Mali and Alan, I mean, I could talk to you for another day or two. This has been an incredible pleasure. And this summer, I had the privilege of seeing Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour.
Oh, right on, man.
I saw Beyonce in concert. And at some point during the show, the mega screen behind her had these words projected onto it. Never ask for permission for something that already belongs to you. And when I think about the ways in which you came onto the art scene, Black art is American art. Black art, Black creatives are creating human art. And so your arrival with Butter, with GANGGANG, with all the things you do, you weren't seeking permission because it already belonged to you. You built collaboration, you built bridges with partners, but you moved as people who already belonged. And so I hope that when you look back on the house that you have built, I hope that you feel tremendous pride in it. I hope that you feel just, I hope you feel tremendous
this
pride.
is so weak.
And as someone who is part of the Indianapolis community and, like I said, has been to almost all the Butters, thank you for daring greatly. Thank you for birthing this beautiful thing that we all get to go and enjoy and see a physical manifestation of joy and possibility. And thank you also for doing this and for sitting down with me. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see you this Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
August 28th to 31st. Downtown Indianapolis, the Stuff. Butter is coming to you live.
It's going to be so great.
It's going to be fab. But thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Always a pleasure.
Oh, my goodness.
And to everyone else who's been watching, I hope that you feel inspired by this conversation. I hope that this motivates you to believe in the power of your dreams. I hope that you never stop daring greatly and committing yourself to the work that is required to see the physical manifestation of your dreams. I hope that you hold on to love and hold on to those who love you. I'm rooting for you. I wish you well. And until next time, I'll see you on the next episode or edition of Summer Solstice with Immanuel. God bless you. Bless boy out. Take care.
Pump my blood with bravado. I'm 10 feet tall. Let go of all the sorrow.